Coming up on JPR Radio, the Los Angeles Rams are Super Bowl champions. After losing to Tom Brady and the Patriots in 2019, the Rams finally win their second Super Bowl since 2000 and their first Vince Lombardi trophy for the city of Los Angeles. Also, Rams player's wife goes into labor after the game. And what did Snoop Dogg do before the halftime show? And later, we'll discuss the meaning of this hand signal and why it's very important to know. JPR Radio begins right now. And welcome back to JPR Radio, everybody. A lot has happened since we last filmed our first episode. We're obviously going to get started with the big news, the Super Bowl. Congratulations, Los Angeles Rams, for winning your second Super Bowl, but first for the city of Los Angeles. I also want to congratulate the Bengals for making it again to a Super Bowl after 30-something years and almost making it up there, almost making it to a victory. I was very impressed by the way they were able to keep the score above the Rams, and the Rams just came in underneath. Now, I know I said last week that I was rooting for the Bengals and all that, but the team that I really want to get up there and win a Super Bowl is the Falcons. My home team, the Falcons, they have to win. They have to win one for Atlanta.
Yeah,
they really do.
I'm going to have to cut you off and say you're wrong there. I think my home team, the Chicago Bears, need to win. Bears versus
we'll see who gets to the we'll see who gets to the, because I think Falcons and the Bears are both NFC, so I think they have to battle each other to get to the Super Bowl.
The question is, who would win? Honestly, I think your team for all day. I don't think our team would even get a point. I mean, we can't even do anything these days.
The Falcons have had so much luck. No, not so much. In 2017 and 18, of course, they almost made it there, but they just keep continuing. They fired their head coach. They got a new one. The head coach they used to have, Dan Quinn, I think he's with the Raiders now. But yeah, we have to win one for Atlanta. I was just picking a team for anytime two teams go to the Super Bowl and neither of them are the Falcons, I just root for the one that has the less victories or no victories.
Felt that.
So, but I'm actually glad, despite me rooting for the Bengals in the Super Bowl, I'm actually glad that the Rams won, and I'm happy for the Rams because and I want to talk about this, one of the football players for the Rams proposed to his girlfriend after the win. Now think about if they had lost.
I mean, come on, though.
That would have been a sad proposal.
The fact that your boyfriend made it to Super Bowl and then proposed to you there, whether he wins or loses, I think is really cool. And I don't know, if I were in her position, I'd say, yeah. I mean, that, like, who else can say that? Like, their boyfriend proposed at the freaking Super Bowl.
Would you? I think about people who do. I think about when people do that. This is not the first time that happened, though. There was I forgot what the guy's name was, but he directed the Oscar Awards show in 2019. I think there was an Emmy award show, and he won the Emmy for directing the Oscars. And he proposed to his girlfriend on that stage right after he won. And they were asking, "Would you propose if you didn't win?" I think he said no, he wouldn't have. So would you take a big risk like that if you were going to propose to someone?
Yes, because I would hope that whoever I'm with would say yes to me, regardless of if I'm a winner or a loser. The fact that I'm a team player,
actually good.
Gave it my all, and you know what? If they say no right then and there, then that's not the person for me. That's just my outlook.
No, because you lost.
I'm never going to be in that position. I'm no athlete, so I don't have to worry. I don't have to hypothesize in my mind.
I can't be with someone who lost. You have to win a Super Bowl first, then win a Super Bowl ring first, then give me the wedding ring,
and then we'll talk.
Then I might say yes.
Yeah. That's my luck.
Yeah, I never thought about it that way. The person just says yes regardless. That way you tell us the right person for you.
Exactly.
So, there was something else. Well, that kind of stuff to propose after winning a game, that's expected to happen. It happens a lot. But there was something that happened at the end of the Super Bowl. One of the football players' wife went into labor. I think
I
just minutes
heard
after the game.
I heard about that.
Yeah, I think they said that she didn't tell him because she didn't want to distract him. So I think after the game, he ran into to wherever she was, and I think he was holding his baby. That's a Super Bowl baby.
Right there,
The coolest baby in the world.
I heard that on the news that he like bypassed the press. He just ran by. It's like the wife's in labor, gotta go. He just got in his car and left. I mean, imagine that though. I mean, you're on the world stage. You can't even celebrate that when you just gotta leave. You know, that's
You just gotta leave.
But I mean,
This
if he
this
didn't,
guy had a reason to leave, unlike Antonio Brown. He had a good reason to leave.
but imagine if he didn't though. Imagine that your wife gives birth to your child because you decided to celebrate a little too much. Can't imagine she'd be too happy when you got to the hospital. She might not like that one that much.
Yeah, yeah. So I'm very happy for the Rams. I'm glad they actually got to celebrate that, and I was actually proud of the Bengals for what they did at the end. I think they. I know. I don't know if I may be incorrect about this, but I think they purposely let the clock run out so they can just give it to the Rams.
Really, I see.
I think
I
they
saw that, and I really thought they had a chance. They had what 49 seconds.
they had 49 seconds and they only had like a fourth down, so they could have. I think they had a chance, but they just decided, you know what, let the Rams have it. I think
They could have. That could have been a nail biter. We could have gone into like overtime.
overtime. Yeah, we could have. Overtime confuses me though. I don't know how they determine who wins overtime, but
The real question is though, would they have had backup Super Bowl ads? That's the real question. Do they plan? And then if they don't go into overtime, then your ads don't get run. You're $7 million in the hole, and you didn't even get any advertising. That's the real question.
and I keep thinking about Super Bowl or any other kind of football game. What would happen if the team just kept tying and overtime keeps running out? I wonder if the game will just continuously go on until someone gets at least a point.
It is February 25th, and here we are in the 459,000th quarter of the inaugural Super Bowl. We already know the Super Bowl winners for next year.
I'm not going to lie. I would love to see that happen.
I
would love to see that.
The Twitter memes would be wonderful.
Yeah, and they were probably just, well, you know how they don't bring on like other programmings, like, you know, the late night show hosts and all that. Yeah. They just continue the game. You don't see the news. You wake up in the middle of the morning expecting to see Good Morning America, and then the Super Bowl is still on.
I found out that the entire Caribbean islands like underwater. There's hurricanes, there's tornadoes, there's all sorts of weather events, and all I want to know is the Super Bowl. The whole world could have ended by the time. You know, you're like, oh, that's what's happened the last 3 weeks. Could you imagine?
I would love it when that happens. Did you see the halftime show?
Yeah, I wasn't a fan.
Yeah. I barely knew who those people were. I only knew two of them. I only knew Snoop Dogg and I only knew Mary J. But I heard of Eminem. I've heard of Kendrick Lamar. I've never heard of Dr. Dre. I'm not gonna lie. I never heard of him before.
Go ahead.
I've never heard of those three, and I've only heard of two. I've only heard of those two.
The only reason I know Dr. Dre is because I know he bought the Beats headphones company from Apple. That's it, or sold it to Apple. That's the only reason I know him. Kendrick Lamar I know because he got made fun of on social media because I guess he wasn't very tall in like all the photos of him on the thing. And then 50 Cent I've seen him in movies, but he was hanging upside down, so there was a bunch of like memes about him online hanging from ceilings.
And to be honest, I didn't know that was 50 Cent until they said it because I wasn't paying attention. I knew that they do like surprise appearances, but I didn't know that was 50 Cent because I knew he wasn't going to be there because they didn't say he was going to be there. I was like, okay.
Yeah.
Who's that?
And they weren't playing their own songs though. They were playing other people's songs, I think. And that's why there was even a drummer. Like one of those drummers was like an established rapper too.
I heard, yeah, like one of the drummers was the one who was joined next to the Eminem guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, that guy. He was a famous, I don't know.
The best part was watching him go around the drums doing like a drum solo and like it wasn't on the track, like the audio track, so you just see him like going around hitting things and you're not hearing any of it. Like nice, he's just drumming away there. And the instruments unplugged, and that's my favorite part about the halftime shows when you watch them. Like, yeah, dude, they're like playing piano and like there's nothing plugged in. And I'm like, you're just air guitar.
Right. It's just, and some people, I think some celebrities have like sung, lip sync
Oh yeah, all the time.
Yeah, all the time. They lip
People
sync.
dished. People dished. Who did it last year? It was. Gosh, he does Blinding Lights. The
Oh,
Weekend.
the weekend. Yeah,
Yeah, but like people were dishing his performance, but he was one of the first live performers in a long time. Like he refused to do tracks, so all of his stuff was live. The band was
yeah.
live,
I noticed that. I
and
noticed
people
that. I
didn't like
noticed that
it.
he was using his own. Yeah, that's right.
And that's rare. I prefer it. I'd rather have a live version that's not as great than this pre-recorded. If it looks too good to be true, then it probably is. Honestly, that's my mindset with the music industry.
Because it's not really performing because it's
True.
just you moving your. It's just the song playing. If you're not, if you're using the track, it seems like it's not really performing.
TBH, I've used lip tracks before, like 2 years ago when I used to travel a lot and play music a lot. I was really sick one day for a gig and they requested me to play. So I had to lip my own songs. It is a lot harder than it looks. It takes a lot of practice, a lot of timing, especially if you're dancing, moving around. So honestly, I give them credit for doing it as cleanly as they have. Again, it would have been much easier for them just to do it live, in my opinion. Like I would have loved to hear like Snoop Dogg drop some bars, or 50 Cent drop some bars upside down. Like that would have been really fun. Maybe if the mics are real good, you'll even pick up on like their bowels moving, as the water's flowing through them. Like that would have been great. Like that would have been
Yeah,
great potential.
yeah.
But
I think the stage was very uniquely set up. It looked like a house.
yeah, that was kind of cool.
Yeah, I didn't expect it to look like that. Oh, but did you hear about what Snoop Dogg did right before the show started?
I can take a guess.
I think it's one of the most least surprising things about Snoop Dogg.
Not him hitting a joint.
Oh yeah, he smoked. He smoked just minutes before the. No, I think it was seconds before the show
There's a
started.
video. There's a video of him like I'd say his last and he puts it down and then he like takes the mic. I'm like only Snoop Dogg would literally hit a joint on the Super Bowl stage. And then someone probably stole it and sold it on eBay, knowing our world today. I'm sure if I look on eBay,
It
I'll
probably
find.
sold for as much as how much the stadium is, how
Oh,
much the
literally,
stadium costs.
literally. Snoop Dogg's used joint from the Super Bowl. I want $40,000 for it.
How did they
Hey,
get a hold of that joint?
if I can see Nancy Pelosi's lectern on YouTube on eBay, I wouldn't be surprised to see Snoop Dogg's used joint or like 50 cents like ear like Q-tip. I don't know.
And what else happened? Yeah, I've heard of Eminem, but I heard of him. The first time I heard of Eminem was when he made a surprise appearance on the Oscars and no one really knew why he was there.
Really?
I yeah, like he was. I think it was the Oscars 2020. He just popped up, started singing, and people just didn't know why he was there. And that's the first time I ever heard of Eminem.
We love that's how you learn about these guys is he was at the Oscars for no reason. I just saw him pop up. I know him from like years ago. Honestly, he had like one big song. Oh gosh, hold on. Eminem.
Something about spaghetti.
His big one. Oh, the real Slim Shady was one of his.
The what?
What one of his was the real Slim Shady. Biggest song. What biggest hit is "Love Yourself." That was his biggest hit.
Love yourself.
"Love Yourself." Do we have rights to music on here?
I think we do. I think we should. I mean, I put blinding lights at the end of the episodes.
Well, yeah, as long as it's not too explicit, I'd say you can pull it up on yourself on your end. But
Yeah, I I first I heard of Kanye West
how?
when he said he was running for president.
I, my favorite thing from him is when he became Ye West, Y-E West. I think I was like, okay. Or when he did the whole tour, he did a whole album release tour where he toured to different stadiums, but like didn't play songs. He just danced. I was like, what is it? And
He
people
was
paid.
he was in Mercedes Benz Stadium. He
Yeah,
was
yeah,
in
yeah.
our stadium. I saw on the news. I was like, Kanye West is in Mercedes Benz. I was like, why is he? Well, why is he
But he
there?
wouldn't leave. He wouldn't leave your stadium. He stayed there to like make the album. Like he like camped out in the stadium.
But he didn't make the album.
Like he did, but like he did a tour of like the album release. So like where they would play certain songs, but it wasn't a live band or anything. And he wasn't singing the songs. He would just run around the stage dancing. People paid for
I
it.
don't understand.
I don't either. I mean, I'm not
He
dishing
never
anyone.
he never explained why he did that.
Yeah, and I'm not dishing anyone who saw it or paid to see it. I'm just not sure I understand the value. I'd rather pay to see him sing the songs, or in our case, probably lip sync the songs.
Is it true? I don't know if this is correct or not. Is it true that Kanye West is banned from performing in Super Bowls?
I don't know. Honestly, I don't know. Well, let's elicit help from our most reliable source, the internet.
Yeah,
Kanye
most
West
reliable.
banned from Super Bowl. We're gonna rely on not the independent Newsweek. No, no. I mean, he was booed by thousands of people this year. Um,
This year alone.
yeah, but I don't see anything about him being banned. People just booed him, and I wish I could show you this photo. You know what? We're gonna screen record. We're gonna screen. How do I share my screen? Oh, you have host disabled, but that's okay. I found a photo here of him. On. I'll just take a photo of him on the Super Bowl, and this is what it is. Hold on. I don't know if you can see that. You should be able to. But that is what we see on this. That is Kanye West at the Super Bowl. He's vibing there. The
We know
mask.
what you look like, man. You don't have to hide your face.
And his poor kids are just next to him, like what is happening here? Like that, look at that facial expression.
That looks like a very confused and worried
Like
look.
yikes! I shouldn't have come. No. Kanye West. Oh my god.
But yeah, congratulations to the Rams for winning the Super Bowl. They obviously came a long way when they. One more thing about them when they played an hour. They were here in Atlanta for I think 3 years ago for Super Bowl 53, and that game was so boring. It was 13. The score was 13-3. The game went nowhere.
Did you
It
go
was
to
Patriots.
Did you go to that Super Bowl?
No, I wish the whole everything was like guarded by the military and everything, so it was couldn't even. Well, we just stayed home and watched, but it was such a boring game.
Oh my
I don't
god.
think the halftime show was that popular. I think Adam Levine.
Oh, there's that year. That one was no good.
Yeah, I heard they didn't like that one.
I want to see the 21 Pilots or like they gotta bring like a throwback band. We gotta bring back the Rolling Stones or like Fleetwood Mac or like somebody. Like I just don't think these rappers was it. I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, because this Super Bowl was pretty much just rapping.
Yeah, which is like a
It
really
wasn't really anything else.
no, or they could have like brought like mixed it and do some rap, some like pop, some like
Yeah,
rock. I still
yeah,
want to see like a mixture. I want to see like icons. We got to bring like the biggest names. Like, no one wants to perform at the Super Bowl anymore. You know, I
yeah,
want the 21 Pilots to do it though. Like I said, that would be cool. You know, because they're high energy.
yeah.
Like Billie Eilish even or someone like that. That's just real famous.
Yeah, someone would boost up the crowd more.
Yeah, because I from the videos I've seen from inside the stadium, half the audience couldn't either see or hear the music.
Yeah, you have to hear what this. You have to turn up the TV a little bit. Turn up the TV a little bit to hear what they're saying.
Yeah,
Imagine being there in the stadium trying to hear what they're
that's what
saying.
I saw in the videos. Is that they half the speaker system was no good. That they couldn't see it. And then half the stadium was staring at the back of the house structure, so they couldn't see anything. And then the people on the floor couldn't hear it because the speakers were pointed outwards. It was just not well. It just doesn't seem like it was well put together. You know, I don't know if that's COVID guidelines, policy. I don't know what it was. Just was not as good as I remember.
Yeah, we need to do better with a little bit better with the halftime shows. I think hopefully next year. I don't know who's going to perform next year, but hopefully it'll be a little bit better.
Sure. At this rate, I'm just gonna watch the Puppy Bowl and call it a day,
The Puppy Bowl.
or the Kitten Bowl, or whatever they call it.
Kitten Bowl. Yeah, I think it's the Puppy Bowl where they have the dogs run under it.
Yeah, at least that's entertaining.
Yeah, yeah.
I'll walk away satisfied. I
I
won't
think
be
they got it
like,
wrong back in 2018. They said the puppies chose the Patriots, but the Eagles won. Um. So yeah, congrats to the Rams. Let's move to our next topic. So this just came in yesterday. Um, as far as I know, a young girl, a 4-year-old girl from New York, who went missing since 2019, was found alive under a staircase.
interesting. In context,
Staircase. And I think that she was kidnapped, and
Yeah.
the abductors have been arrested. But
So like,
wow, I'm pretty sure that that family is glad just to hear that news.
I mean, that's just one of those great breakthrough stories. You know, you hear about this all the time. It's heartbreaking. You see documentaries, you see it in the news all the time, and unfortunately, they don't get found. So it's great that they did, and
They
it
don't
seems
get found, or they turned up. They turned up dead.
right, right. So it's
Yeah,
great that this didn't happen. Hopefully, they found the person who's keeping her captive. Does it say as to where the staircase was? Are we talking like an outdoor staircase, a house staircase,
it
a
was. They said it
residential?
was somewhere in a building. I don't think. I don't know if they said it was in New York. But she was. I think she was. They said she was hiding under a staircase. I don't know. I don't think she was hiding. I think the suspects were making her hide. I think to keep her hidden.
Probably. That's
Yeah,
probably.
that sounds more accurate.
Yeah, but yeah, it's great. I'm glad that she was found, and I hope that more cases like this come up where they find the people early enough. You know, you got to give it credit here to just technology and the police. You know, nowadays you can't go anywhere without being on camera. You know, with iPhones and Androids and everything and all cell towers, it's getting harder to do crimes. Luckily, you know, but that's also making it more complicated to solve crimes because now you have more evidence, more data to go through to find the people who are doing these crimes.
Right. So I'm reading this from CNN. It says she was hiding under a wooden staircase with her non-custodial mother
Interesting.
in a home officials had visited several times while
So it was at
investigating
home.
the
It was at a home.
disappearance. It was at a home. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So tucked away under a staircase. Yikes.
And non-custodial mother. That means the mother does not have custody of her.
Correct.
Right. So, and
We're learning about this
people
story
do all.
together.
It's like I know I mean I of course don't understand because I don't have kids, but I get that it's hard that you don't have maybe something you did that caused the judge to say you will not have custody of your child, but people will do like people will kidnap their child just so they can have custody of it. They can.
But is that what happened though? Is the mother kidnapped the child? Is that
I
what you're deducting from
that's what it
that?
sounds like
Okay.
because they said that the authorities visited the home several times investigating the disappearance, and the child was under the staircase with her non-custodial mother.
Okay. So yeah, that makes sense.
Sounds very much like she kidnapped her own child.
It's crazy what people do these days. You know, we don't even have to get into it because I can just go. We can go. We have a whole episode just dedicated to like
We have a whole episode, yeah.
crime. We become like the next Crime Stoppers, okay? But like, it's crazy what people will do. I'm watching this documentary about this guy who just killed cats, and then the internet sleuths found him. Like, it's just crazy what people do
Those
these days.
cats.
Yeah, the name of the TV show is not a JPR friendly, but it's don't
Oh
F with cats, but F is spelled out, obviously. It's a great documentary.
yeah, yeah. People just I saw this real quick. I saw this documentary about a news reporter in I think it was Arizona. It was somewhere in Arizona, a small town in Arizona. She I think in 1995 she just went missing out of thin air. No
Really,
one found her. It's still to this day they do not know what happened to her. She just
really.
went missing. Yeah. They thought that, okay, she's a reporter, which is a dangerous job, so people must have been after her, but they just don't know. They've caught they've ruled in they've ruled in so many suspects, but they kept ruling them out because no one had anything to do with her disappearance, and she's been
Yikes!
missing ever since.
Yikes! That's terrible.
I was like, wow.
You wonder,
So
you know, it's going real quick in such a technology filled world. It's absolutely insane when we hear stories like that. Or I'm gonna quote a more recent one, like the Gabby Petito case, and the fact that this Brian Laundrie was not able to be found for months, for like not months, but weeks. You
weeks.
know, and
And people think that he may have staged a disappearance.
right, I mean, we ended up finding him, but still, the idea that this one guy could go on missing off the radar of all this technology all of a sudden like just shows that like even in this technology filled world there are still loopholes, there are still dark
Still
spots.
ways for people to get away.
Mhm.
Yep. Speaking of Arizona, I don't know if you. This is our next topic. I don't know if you heard about the Phoenix hostile. Have you heard of the Phoenix hostile?
So what now?
The Phoenix hostile. So I don't know what was going on, but this happened. I think this happened the day after we filmed our last episode. So there was this couple, this man, he was the hostile. I think his girlfriend was not a part of it, but apparently they had a baby, and there was a third person inside the house. 911 had been called. There's police all over, surrounding the house. This third person comes out with the baby, places the baby on the staircase, on the front porch staircase, and the police command him to walk backwards with his hands up. And when they got him handcuffed, I think they got him back to a police car or whatever. The cops went up to get the baby, and then before they could even touch the baby, the person inside with the gun started shooting all over the place, ambushing the cops.
Yikes!
And I think I don't know the exact number, but several cops were injured incredibly. I don't think any of them have died. None of them have. None of them. I think all of them survived those shots, but I think it went on for like 11 hours. The whole thing went on for 11 hours, and they went in to save the baby. They went inside the building later. Eventually, later on, they found both the gunman, and I think his girlfriend already dead. I think. I'm not sure if they were the ones who shot them, but I think he may have killed himself and her. I don't know.
It's crazy. I just said it a couple of minutes ago. I'll say it again. It's crazy what people will do these days. It's just absolutely unpredictable.
And for what? What is the point? Like, do you hate cops, or? I mean, it sounds like this was all about just trying to shoot some cops.
Sometimes it's mental illness too. That kind of turns wrong. Or people, they're angered, they don't take it out in the right way, or they're trying to get back at somebody, or revenge is a big one. Revenge on an ex-girlfriend or an ex-boyfriend or next this or next that, ex-boss.
Or trying to release a terrorist.
That too.
You heard about that? You heard about the one in Texas? This happened last month. There was a hostile in Texas. He went inside of a synagogue. See, at first people thought that this was like a anti-Jewish attack, but surprisingly, it was not that at all. The guy went into this synagogue, held 5 people, I think, including a rabbi, at hostage. All those people got away, but they went in. But when the police went in, they shot him.
Yeah,
and the guy. But before they did that, the hostile was making a request for the police to release a convicted terrorist named Afia Siddiqui, I think, and she's serving an 86-year sentence for, I think, trying to murder like some troops in Afghanistan.
Yikes!
And the crazy thing about it is that they told this terrorist lady who's in jail currently right now, and she said, "I don't know this man. I don't know him at all."
Yikes. Yeah, there's extreme people out there, that are tied to these extremist groups, abroad, and some maybe even domestically here, that have these extreme motives, that they want these extreme things. And sometimes I think it's just attention. I really do. In this day and age, I think it's attention a lot of times. Not always, definitely not always, but I think there are the isolated cases where they do something super extreme because they want attention.
Even that guy's family did. I think his own brother did not know why he did this either.
Right, and
I think they were from Britain. They were like this was a British national.
Wow. Which just goes to show it could be anybody that can do these crazy crimes. You can't judge these days. Anyone, anywhere, anytime.
Yeah, and you'll never ever see it.
Right.
It could be somebody who doesn't have a criminal history at all. They'll just you have to have done something criminal in order to have a criminal history anyway, right?
Right. But some people decide one day they wake up and they're like, well, today's the day I'm going to do something crazy, and that record's going to change.
Yeah. Well, that's pretty much all the topics we have for today. I'm going to go ahead and go into the 3 facts.
Sure.
Are you ready for these facts?
I'm ready for these facts. I still want to know what your search history is like, trying to find all these facts, David. I'm holding you accountable.
I actually see these on Well, some of them I see on TikTok, and I actually researched them to verify they're real.
That's
But
important.
actually, these first two, actually, I've actually heard from somewhere else, but researched them just to make sure.
Interesting. Let's hear it.
Okay, so like I said, like in the last episode, these could be disturbing, these could be scary. So if you don't want to hear these, yeah, that's a warning. So
Warning now to leave the JPR Radio. If you did watch, thanks for watching. Come back next week.
if you have a Mac, press the fourth last button on the very top right of the keyboard. That mutes the volume.
Yeah.
So yeah,
That button.
that button. F10.
That one.
F10 does it.
Oh, it's so great. I can't hear Jabin anymore. I can just see your mouth moving.
Yeah, you can't hear me. All right, so first fact. So have you ever heard of
I thought that
Kotar?
was a fact. I was making fun. I thought
Oh.
that was a fact. I'm like, that's not a fact. I'm like, my keyboard does it.
What?
I got confused. Okay, I thought that was a fact. I'm like, Jabin, very interesting. Well, now you know. Okay, good. First fact.
You thought that was the. Oh no.
Yeah. I thought that was a fact. That's why I'm like, okay. It's like on the Mac
that's the
keyboard.
most boring fact ever.
Yeah, that's why I was like, Jabin, that's kind of common knowledge. You know what I mean?
Right.
Okay.
So have you heard of Cotard syndrome?
No.
Cotard syndrome. Okay. Cotard syndrome, also known as walking corpse syndrome. You never heard of that?
It's not something I would read up on my daily. You know what I mean?
So Cotard syndrome, also known as walking corpse syndrome, is a very rare mental disorder. It's a very rare condition in which people believe that they are either missing body parts, are dying, dead, or don't exist. Think that they're dying, dead, or don't exist. It's a condition in which people actually think that they are a zombie.
Interesting. I feel bad for laughing now. You know, I try not to laugh at anything related to like mental health or mental illnesses. I'm gonna rescind my laughter. Like, but that's really interesting.
Yeah, they actually think, and I think they feel like nothing around them exists. So they actually feel like they're dead, but they're not. They're alive, but they don't even know it. And it's a very rare. When I researched it, it said like about 200 people have this condition.
In the whole world, 200.
I think it's the whole world. Yeah, 200. About 200 people have this condition.
Out of 9 billion.
Yes, out of 9 billion people, it's a very, very rare condition.
Wow.
People think that they think they're dead, and I think I also heard that people walk over to cemeteries to feel more comfortable.
Huh. That's interesting.
They walk over to cemeteries because they actually think they're actually dead.
I would make a joke about this, but I probably shouldn't. So I'll pass. I'm gonna stay true to family friendliness here and just not insulting anyone who may have this, because you never know. One of the 200 people could be watching JPR Radio right now and be like, they will come after.
They're gonna be coming after me.
And if they write to me, I want their autograph, because like that's cool, because then I could say that they exist by showing them an autograph.
Yeah.
See what I did there?
You kind of made the joke.
I made a different joke. On to the second one.
Before I have a bunch of comments on this one video.
Yeah.
So this is actually one that I'm actually very excited about. Have you ever heard of lucid dreaming?
Yeah, I definitely have.
Have you done it before?
In what context? I might be thinking of the wrong thing.
So there's a way. Lucid dreaming is a way that you can get yourself into a dream that you're aware of. You can actually get yourself into a dream and actually know that you're aware that you're in the dream. And I've heard about it a long time ago, but I've been doing it the wrong way. I thought that I just go to sleep thinking about it, but it doesn't happen like that. I wake up, I'm like, why didn't it happen? I've realized I've been doing it the wrong way. So this is how you do it. What you do is that you set your alarm clock 4 to 6 hours before you go to sleep. go to sleep. You make sure that alarm clock wakes you up. Then when you wake up, turn the alarm clock off, lay on your back, and then now that you've been asleep, you're obviously gonna be tired, so you'll automatically go back to sleep, and you'll be in this sort of sleep paralysis stage. But you can move though, because sleep paralysis is when you can't move, but you can move, and you can actually get up and start walking. I actually did it a few weeks ago. It 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 barely worked the first time, but it worked a little bit the second time. I was actually able to make it outside of my room before I
Wow.
woke up again.
Really?
Yes.
I was just gonna say something and I forgot. Well, yeah. I mean, do you ever have that time where you wake up in the morning at like 4, 5, 6, 7 o'clock and you're mid dream and you're like, I need to finish the dream, and then you wake up 4 hours later, you're like, well, crap, that wasn't worth it. So if I go to bed normally at 10 o'clock, I have to set the alarm at 6 o'clock, saying that like that I wake up the next morning, or I have to set the alarm for like 3 a.m. if I wake up at 7 a.m.
You have to 1, 2, 3, 4. You go to bed at 10. That's 11, 12, 1, 2, either 2 or 4, either two
Oh,
or four
so I
o'clock.
set the alarm 4 hours ahead. So like if I go to sleep right now, it's 9:41. Then for like 2 in the morning, then I have to.
Yes.
Okay, okay. I
Yeah.
heard that.
Then
Okay,
you turn that alarm off, go back to sleep on your, make sure you're on, because being on your back gets you in that sort of sleep paralysis stage.
I'm gonna try that tonight. But my body sometimes when that happens, I don't go back to sleep. So knowing me, I'm just gonna be like going down to the school building at like 3 in the morning and like yelling at public safety, unlock the building, like unlock this science building so I can work on my work. It's 4 in the morning, but I don't care. I'm restless. I tried to do something my radio show host told me and it didn't work. I'm gonna
Yeah.
personally fly
It
out to
may not, it
Atlanta.
may, you'll probably, it might work the second time. Maybe not the first. Maybe it might work the first time. I don't know. For me,
I'm gonna
it
give it a
didn't work the
shot.
first
I'm gonna
time.
try it.
Yeah. Because you might hear voices.
Interesting.
It might be someone calling you. But I heard one time I did it. I think it was the third time I did it. I heard someone calling my name. It was unfamiliar voices calling my name. I didn't answer. I was just like, "Who's this calling me?" I just tried to walk out the door, but I woke up.
This might be kind of trippy. And what was the third fact?
So this is the third fact. This is an important fact that everybody, I think everybody should know.
So you
So
for the last in the show.
yes, uh, so you probably heard this on the news before. Hold your hand up like this. Make sure your fingers, except your thumb, are together. Have your thumb in the base of the palm of your hand. Hold your hand like this, and then after that, close it. That is a sign that someone needs help.
Oh, interesting.
If you need to tell someone that you need help, but you can't verbally say because there might be someone you don't want to hear, do this. This saved a girl's life, and it was all over the news. It was all over the news. It happened a couple of, I think it happened last month or 2 months ago.
Really
Yeah, it's this and then this. That means pay attention. People say pay attention when someone does that because they're saying they need help.
interesting.
Yes, I
That
think
is
some girl who was kidnapped was rescued because she did that.
really.
Yeah.
All right, so people watching this, write that down. Take a photo of it. Honestly, we can both do it again. Take a photo of it. It's important. It's important. This just seems like a
Yes.
weird cult-like thing. Honestly, going like this always it seems like a cult-like thing, but it's not. It could
It's
save your
not.
life one day.
It'll
It
save your
could.
life.
JPR Radio could save someone's life one day, which is awesome to know.
Yes. Yes.
Hopefully
Please make
it
sure you take
doesn't.
care of it.
Hopefully it doesn't have to get to that point where this saves
No.
them. But if it
Hopefully it
does,
doesn't.
I'm grateful that you saw it and that you are now safe. Hopefully, I also heard that pizza, like if you call 911 and order a pizza, I also heard that one's they'll like guide you through it. Like for like if like you're in an abusive domestic, say order pizza, and then like if they say it's like one is tomatoes is like this,
Oh,
onions is this, so then you say I want tomatoes on my pizza, and I want cheese but no sauce. I've seen that before. That's a really common one.
yeah, smart. I was watching an episode of the show called 911. I think they
Yeah,
did it on that show one time. I was like, wow, that's kind of smart.
yeah. But don't be afraid. If anyone's hearing this, this is like this important thing. Don't be afraid to call for help. Even if you have to disguise it, help is always there for you.
Yep. So make sure you do that, people, in case you need help. And that's going to end JPR Radio's second episode tonight. Um, make sure you like and make sure you like and subscribe to this channel's page. Remember, this will also be posted on my Facebook page. And we will be back next week with more news. And you'll see a different animation at the intro and the exit of this show.
I'm excited.
Probably for the next episode because it's not.
I want to be on the moon, Jabin. If you don't animate me like coming from the moon, I'm not coming back for week 3.
Like that DreamWorks.
Yeah.
DreamWorks with the fish hook.
This is now DreamWorks.
You're gonna do the DreamWorks logo.
Thank you guys so much for joining us. That's Jabin. I'm Aaron. And until next time, peace out. Remember.
Until next time.
Peace
out. Yeah. Sign. Remember, this is the sign.
That's just how we're gonna say peace out from now. Just like
yes.
Warning for each person.
No.
All right.
Because we don't need help.
Stay cool, everybody.
Yes.